So if you're a woman who, let's say you see a man, you find him attractive, but his shoes don't look as good as you want them to.
Yes.
And typically you wouldn't give that guy a chance. Giving him a chance makes sense now because you at least still found him attractive. You were just being very nitpicky about everything. But I'm very cautious about telling a woman who didn't find a certain type of man attractive, is generally not attractive to that person, or not attracted to that person, now trying to force it with that individual. Because again, there's a lot of women who get in relationships with guys they're not attracted to. That's not sustainable. And that's the problem. So what tends to happen in these relationships where women get with guys they're not truly attracted to is like, yes, you may be physically present in the relationship, but you're not as affectionate towards him. You don't show him the same respect that you show the guy that you really are attracted to. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that you hold back and don't give to this man.
Good.
And now what happens is, the relationship is being driven by that man's desire for her. Because to him it's like, well, man, I ain't never had a girl look this good. So he's fighting hard. He's doing everything. He's pouring into her, right? But here's the problem. Once they eventually get married, right? At some point, the man wants a return on his investment.
Yes.
And now that I've married you, so in his head, it's I'm doing all this to secure this woman to marry her. Now that I'm marrying her, I'm thinking, now I'm gonna finally get the rewards of all my work. And we know what she says to him? I'm tired today. The kids are doing something. I gotta do this. Damn, you always want sex. What's wrong with you? She coming up with all kinds of answers other than wanting to actually lay down with you, wanting to actually show you that love and desire that you want. And then here's the other. We're going to keep going. Here's what happens now. And many women will get with this man thinking it's safe for her. Meaning he wants me more than I want him.
Go there.
I don't have to be super vulnerable here. I can trust that he's going to be loyal and faithful to me. But because you're not pouring back into him, the void is being created. All right? And what you've done by being a good-looking woman who gets what this man you're not attracted to is, you've made him more desirable to other women.
I was waiting for you to go there.
Other women are looking and they're like, well, how did he get her? What's going on here? And you know what people think? You must either be packing, you got money, something is great about you. So now those women he start getting attention he ain't never get before, all right? But he's getting it at a time that you are neglecting him of all the things that he always needed.
Let's go there.
And so now he ends up, and I'm not saying it's right, but he ends up taking it from somebody else. And now the whole thing, and now the woman thinks, damn, I can't trust no man. All men are horrible, even the ones who ain't attractive are horrible, right? But no, that's not what the issue was. The issue was you got with a man you weren't really into, you were not willing to pour into, and whenever you create that void, you open the door to issues of infidelity. And that's the mistake people make. They automatically think this is about just humans being horrible people. And don't get me wrong, of course, we're not saying cheating is not a bad thing. However, it's a result of being with the wrong person. It's a result of not pouring into a relationship what is necessary. Now, granted, you'll have some people say, well, you could do everything perfect and they're gonna still cheat. Listen, as a coach, and I guarantee if we sat down with various therapists and coaches, the percentage of relationships where the person can honestly say, I was getting everything I wanted and needed, and I still cheated, is like this. It is so small. You will almost always find something that's lacking. Now, yes, sometimes it's not the other person's fault because they were not aware, and that individual should be making you aware of the issue. But I cannot tell you how many people, people don't realize there are couples right now, some of the same couples they're idolizing on the internet, right? They don't know that couple hasn't had sex in 2 months. All right? That they've been going through all kinds of issues. But it's crazy because even though they haven't had sex in however many months, when one or the other, because it happens both sides, all right? When one or the other steps out, the other person who's been neglecting is shocked. And to me, it's like, yo, that's ridiculous.
You know it stopped and you saw a hiccup in our relationship.
You cannot, this might piss some people off, but I'm just gonna keep it real. To me, the neglect is almost as bad as the cheating. All right. You don't get to wipe away the fact that you've been neglecting your partner this whole time because now the partner cheated. It reminds me of like in football, how one guy could slap the guy's helmet, then the other guy slaps back, and now the flag gets thrown, right? So they only saw the second slap, but you forgot the first slap that started the whole damn thing. So it's like, yo, you can't just blatantly neglect your partner. And I'm using the word blatantly because, again, we're not talking about you had a rough moment, you know, you're struggling with something. That's fine. We're talking about this has been going on consistently for a while. And then you shocked that they end up doing something like this? And then some people say, well, why can't they just leave? Let's be honest with ourselves. It ain't that simple depending on the dynamic of the relationship.
Not just to go get divorced.
And many times that person isn't cheating because they want to leave. They're hoping things can be fixed.